Welcome, everyone. So glad you're here. My name is Caitlin, and today's level 2 practice. We are continuing this month's focus on choice and agency. And today we are looking at that decision, right? That choice that we always have to pause, to stay, to feel it out, or to move through, to proceed. So just take it or leave it. Remember, this is your practice. We're going to get started on our mat. I'm going to start my timer. And you might want a block, grab one if you do. You might want to be seated, or if you want to start slow, take it easy and lay back, go for it. We're going to kick off today's practice with a body scan. And I'm not going to talk you through it. You can start from your feet, move up through parts of your body, check in and be curious all the way up to your head. You might start from the top and go down. Maybe you just pick spots in your body and choose to be curious to check in to see how they feel. As you're moving through and noticing, know that you can skip. And if you find something and you want to stay and be curious, pause there. Move on when you're ready. As much as possible, noticing without judgment, no expectations to meet, just checking in. If you want to keep in your body scan, go for it. Keep going. If you're ready to move on, start to notice your breath. Don't change it in any way. Just bring your awareness there. This constant flow. Take with us everywhere. Maybe you like kind of this incognito noticing. You don't change or move anything. You just notice. You can bring your awareness inward and outward around your breath. Maybe you prefer to bring your hands to your chest or your belly, or both. Maybe you prefer to move with your breath, lifting the hands up and down as you inhale and then exhale. Arrive and breathe. And just as you have the choice to stay, to be curious, you also have the choice to move on, to proceed. To let go of something that isn't serving you, or to accept everything that has happened and move on to the next. We'll be here for 5 more breaths, just noticing. And when you're ready to move on, if you're lying down or seated, we're going to move to a forward fold. So we're going to extend, well, a couple things. If you're seated and you feel like you're in a stable space to fold forward, go ahead and fold forward if that's where you want to be. If you want to extend your legs, either straight or with the knees bent, Take what posture you like with your legs, and then we'll send the chest forward, thinking about hinging from the hips, maybe keeping a long spine. It doesn't have to be a flat spine, but think about stretching, elongating through the crown of the head as you send your chest forward. And oftentimes, you might notice a back stretch or a stretch in the hips, the inner thighs. Notice what you notice. And then perhaps for these few moments, can you send your awareness to your back body? As you breathe, notice the expansion in between the shoulder blades. Maybe if there's fabric around your abdomen, you feel that fabric as you inhale and then feel less of it as you exhale. You might feel the back of the ribcage expanding and contracting as you breathe and fold forward. From here, if you want to take a different fold or proceed deeper into the shape, go for it. Maybe you allow your head to be heavy. Maybe you walk your hands forward to support you in a deeper fold. Maybe you extend your legs, or if your legs were extended, you find a fold in your knees and try something new. And maybe you just stay. And just remember, all of these options aren't meant to confuse you. Just to remind you that this is your practice. When you're ready to move on, we will meet in a tabletop. So I'm going to have my hands underneath my shoulders, pressing onto the mat, and then my knees underneath my hips. And from there, we'll find our cat-cow. So for our cow pose, we're going to press the belly down towards the mat and point the tailbone and the chin for the ceiling. You might inhale here, exhale. You might find some movement that feels good. Shimmy the shoulders, or look over one shoulder and then the other, or shimmy the hips. When you're ready, we'll move into cat. So we're going to arch the spine, tuck the tailbone and the chin to the chest. Same thing here. Maybe you nod your head yes and no. Maybe a shimmy of the shoulders back and forth feels good. Just checking in the fascia on the shoulder blades. Really noticing the foundation where you rest. If you need to adjust your hands or press more of your lower legs into the mat. And then when you're ready, you might move into cow and then into cat faster. Perhaps with your breath, or just back and forth. This is an amazing pose, or poses, as we navigate pain and discomfort in our back, our abdomen, our shoulders. So we can make it as big as we need, and as we move, it'll probably change. So it might create some ease, and it might wake up some more tension. But often, when my back feels uncomfortable, I can feel like, oh, this will always be. And this pose is so great because it just reminds us this will not always be. Yeah, something will change, and we can often bring a different sensation with this cat-cow. So maybe your shoulders are coming into it. Maybe you're starting from your tailbone and arriving with your chin. We're just kind of all clicking into place. And when you're ready to move on, we'll find the child's pose. Slow start, friends, I know, but just for a few moments, take a child's pose. We'll start to really warm up the muscles. So notice again the stretch of the back body here. We can really reach our fingers forward as long as that feels comfortable or right for you. Creating some openness along the spine. And then adjust if you need to accommodate what's going on in your shoulders and in between and the top of your spine, your back body. Does it feel good to press the elbows into the mat, sliding the shoulders down towards the mat like you're pressing your armpits down? They probably won't meet. Does it feel good to lift the palms, press the fingers into the mat, kind of elevating the arms a little closer to shoulder height? Do you notice a change? If you bring your palms together, elbows forward, and draw the thumbs towards the back of the neck. A couple options here. Maybe you pick one and stay with it. Maybe you skip them all. And just hang out. I'll take 5 more breaths. You can be moving here. You can draw your palms alongside the calves. Or you can just be in stillness. Know what you have chosen is good and totally approved by me. Beautiful friends. When you're ready to move on, and it's okay if that takes a minute, I'm going to go into a downward facing dog. So I'm first going to lift up on my palms in through tabletop. I'm going to bring my knees back underneath my hips if they came wide. Then I'm going to tuck my toes, lift my hips, and send the chest towards the tops of the thighs. So I'm pointing my tailbone for the ceiling, releasing the muscles of the backs of the legs. I'm trying to press into as much of the finger pads as I can to evenly distribute the weight. And if that is still too much on our wrists, we can always adjust by making a fist, coming onto your elbows. Take what you need here. Know that you will build strength as you practice down dog. You will find a stronger foundation. When you're ready to move on, I'm going to step my right foot forward and place it towards my hands and take as many steps as you need. And then I'm going to find my low lunge. Maybe you stay with the left knee lifted. Maybe you bring the left knee down. Doesn't matter. Totally up to you. If you have 2 blocks here, you might prefer to create some space in between the chest and the right thigh. Whether it's there or not, whether there's any space or not, friends, doesn't really matter. But you want to keep that intention in the upper body, in the abdomen and the chest, like you're going to lift off. Not that you're not touching, but so that you're not slumping down and just getting all of your weight onto your right thigh. You want to really lift through the collarbone, engage the core to find some height, no matter where your back knee is. So this is our low lunge. From here, you might choose to stay, building strength. You might choose to move by straightening the right knee and then bending it. This happens differently if the back knee is lifted. Different sensation if the back knee is down. Remember, you can stay in a static low lunge. You can take some movement, feel it out. Noticing what breathing through this pose does to how it feels. For 3 more breaths in this low lunge. And when you're ready, downward facing dog. So we're going to step the right foot back, coming onto our toes. Maybe you're moving here, adjusting, maybe you're finding stillness. For 2 more breaths. And then the left foot steps forward. When you're ready, take as many steps as you need. Check in with your low lunge. Engage the core. Find this lift. The shoulders are going to come up and face the ceiling. Of course, they're not going to, probably. But that's okay. You want to keep that intention in your upper body. Of course, the back knee can be lifted. It can be down. You can pop it up and down. Take it to a customizable journey here. When you're ready, perhaps you straighten and bend the left knee. Here I would ask if you took this variation, straightening and bending on one side, take the same on this side. So if you had your knee down, just down on the other side. Give it a try with the knee down on this side. You can always adjust from there. But I recommend evening it out. Even as we do, take a similar path on both sides. What we find might be different, because we use our sides differently. We are a full body, we're not 2 halves. So notice what you find there. Remember that this is your choice. We'll be here for, let's take 5 more breaths. I did both on the other side, so I'm doing both on this side. 3 breaths. And when you're ready to move on, we'll find our downward facing dog. Take your time getting there. So often, when I tweak something, it's when I'm moving from one space to another, when I'm trying to move fast on my transitions. You don't got to do that. Take your time. I'm talking to myself, sorry. Okay, here we go. From here, we're going to move into our crescent lunge. So let's step our right foot forward like we did before. The left knee is going to stay lifted, and then we're going to lift through the abdomen, just like we did in our lower lunge. We're going to come all the way up, head stacking over the hips. Hello. It's going to be a bit of a balance change. So take your time adjusting as you need. Adjust your stance, again, if you need. If you stepped out too wide, step forward, or step your left foot out to the left side. If you need some more space for your hips to be where they need to be to support you. Maybe you lift your hands high. Maybe you bring them in front of your chest. Crescent lunge. So notice your foundation here. Think about sending the right hip back, left hip forward. Making this your crescent lunge. Doesn't need to look anything like mine. And from here, we'll find our warrior 2. So the left heel is going to come down and in towards the middle of the mat. The left toes are going to point out. The right knee is going to press out towards the right side or come at least forward so it's not caving in so much. Now we're going to stack the shoulders over the hips. Maybe you tee out your hands. Can you think about shining the clavicles up towards the ceiling as you send your shoulder blades down and towards one another behind you? And then reach your fingers away from one another. So strong. Still pressing rooted into where you rest in the mat, remembering you can adjust and you can move however feels good for you. It's your practice, friends. Be in our warrior two for 3 more breaths. When you're ready, extended side angle. We're going to slide the right fingers forward. The shoulders are going to follow. The right arm finds right leg. Maybe the elbow rests on the thigh. Maybe the forearm is pressing into the inside of the thigh. The left shoulder comes back. It's like it's stacking over the right shoulder. Maybe the left hand lifts. Maybe it comes to your hip. So this long line of energy from the outside edge of our left toe all the way up to the crown of the head. And you're going to need to engage your side bodies here to really keep that lift. So just like we did, we were pressing away from our thigh in our low lunge. I'm going to keep pressing, lifting the upper body up high. So we're not dumping into the side. Two more breaths here. Remember, you can be moving here, and you can be staying, pausing. When you're ready, we're going to find a reverse triangle. So we're going to straighten the front leg, send the hips back towards the left leg, lift the right hand. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe you extend the left hand down. And think about the shoulders still drawing away from the ears and towards one another behind. It's hard to see, but there's a very, very, very small bend in my right knee. These funky pants, so that I'm not hyperextending it. It has a little bit of support. And if a different bend feels more supportive for you, this is your practice. Okay, friends, from here, we're going to find full triangle. So I'm going to keep my hips and my legs pretty much where they are, as long as you feel stable. We're going to, just like we did for extended side angle, slide the right fingertips forward. Right arm finds right leg. So maybe it's resting on the inside of the thigh. Maybe it's resting on top of the thigh. A little bit of a higher triangle. Maybe it's lower, checking out the calf and shin. So find your triangle. Still sending the left shoulder back, stacking the left shoulder over right. It looks like I'm like going backwards. These pants are throwing me off. Okay. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. So really long spine stretch here. Still needing those side bodies to support us. When you're ready, we're going to pop the back heel up. Left heel comes up. Take your time getting there. You might stack the head over the hips first. That feels better. We're going to frame the front foot with both hands and then step the right foot back. Downward facing dog. Okay, friends, we're going to take that on the other side. 3 breaths here. I'm going to switch sides. Remember, you can stay in stillness in your down dog, or you can move. You're going to step the left foot forward when you're ready to move on. Crescent lunge, so keep the back knee lifted. Find your crescent. Remember this kind of inversion of the head, lifting the head up. Going to maybe adjust our balance for a moment. Take the time that you need. Find your foundation in your legs. Adjust as you need. So now the left hip kind of comes back a little bit, right hip comes forward. Play with that. If you feel sturdier in a different placement, go with it. Remember, you can be moving here. Maybe you're straightening and bending your leg. Maybe you're finding a pause, finding stillness, whatever feels right for you. For 3 more breaths. When you're ready to move on, warrior 2. Right heel comes down towards the middle of the mat. Hips gonna open up and the shoulders follow. Tee out your hands. Check in with the shoulders. And maybe you're moving and maybe you're staying, settling, noticing. 5 more breaths here. You got it for 3. When you're ready to move on, extended side angle. So the left hands reach forward, left arm finds left leg, right shoulder sends back. Maybe the right hand is on the hip. Maybe it's high. Notice the strength of the side body here, supporting you. Be here for 6 more breaths. For 5. Adjust your foundation as you need. Breathe. For 3. When you're ready to move on, we'll reverse the triangle. So we're going to straighten the left leg, sending the hips back towards the right, and then lift the left hand. Right hand might fall back. We want to think about our shoulders being heavy, settling down the back. Notice what you find here. Waking up. For 4. Then friends, full triangle. So just like we did with extended side angle, the thighs are going to stay pretty much the same. The legs are resting, feeling grounded and rooted where the feet are. We're going to slide just the upper body forward. Left hand, left arm really finds left leg. Maybe it's resting on the thigh for a tall triangle. Maybe it's inside the thigh. Skip the knee. Could be on the shin or the calf. Find your triangle on this side. Maybe you're moving. Like that. Or like this. Maybe you're static and paused. Just noticing, settling. For 4. For 3. When you're ready to move on, We'll bring the head back over the hips. That felt better. And then we're going to point all of our toes for the short edge of the mat. Find your downward facing dog. We're going to not run through. So silly. We're going to walk through that sequence again with just a few changes. I'm flipping sides just so I don't turn my back on you. We're going to move through those positions quicker this time. Remembering that you can pause, you can skip, you can move. This time, as we lift the right leg, find your three-legged dog. So extend the right heel high, just creating a long line from that heel to the crown of the head pointing at the mat. And then when you're ready, bend the knee and then step the right foot forward. Take as many steps as you need. Crescent lunge. Lifting up, using your strength, cracking it out. Hello. Finding your crescent lunge. Settling in. Checking in with the foundation, right? Our foundation doesn't move so much through the sequence, so find one that feels right and steady. Allow it to travel with you. When you're ready, warrior two. Open up. Settle the shoulders. Find your extended side angle. Maybe it's a little different than last time. Maybe it's your trusty friend. When you're ready, reverse triangle. So the front leg straightens, hips come back. And then from here, full triangle. Slide the shoulders forward, and then right hand finds right leg. Big move here. Move with intention. We're going to find our downward facing dog. Flip the back heel up, frame the front foot, step the front foot back, downward facing dog. Settle in here, take a few breaths. You might need a sip of water. And when you're ready, left leg is going to lift high. So bring your weight into the right foot. Find your three-legged dog. Think about evening out the weight between the hands as much as you feel strong. And we're going to step the left leg forward. Crescent lunge. Move with intention. Take your time. Make it yours. Maybe it's still. Maybe it's moving. When you're ready, warrior two. Back heel comes down. Tee out the hands. Extended side angle. Like opening through the chest. Reverse triangle. Full triangle. Few breaths here. Two more. When you're ready, downward facing dog. Move with intention here. I'm just going to add on from here. Take a few breaths. Take a sip of water. When you're ready, right leg lifts for three-legged dog. Maybe here you choose to bend the right knee, point the right knee up for the ceiling, and open the right hip high. Just finding a stretch. Maybe instead you choose to rotate your ankle or rotate your knee in one direction and then in the other. Or make circles with your foot and your three-legged dog. When you're ready, step the foot forward, crescent lunge. Right knee's bent, left foot's back. Warrior two. Take your time. Move with intention. You know where you're going. There's no rush. When you're ready, extended side angle. Some people like extended side angle with their bicep closer to their ear. If you already like that, you might already be there. It's totally fine. When you're ready, reverse your triangle. You're like, yeah, Caitlin, I know. Silly. One full triangle. Last full triangle on this side. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you choose to find your half moon. From full triangle, it's going to look like bending your right foot, your right knee. Right knee, sending as much weight as possible into the right foot. Maybe you step the left foot forward, and this is your half moon. Thinking about kickstanding the left toe, maybe even floating the left foot. If you like, you might feel more steady by thinking about stacking the left hip behind the right hip. Right toes are still pointing forward. And as we lift the left foot, we're going to press through the left foot. Like we're making a 90-degree angle with our ankle and our foot. Pressing, shining the sole of the foot back. You might have your hand resting on the mat. You might have it floating. Left hand might be floating or on the hip. So find your half moon or skip it and stay in triangle. Make this yours for 3 more breaths. Come in and out of it as you need. This is our peak pose. I call it like a mess around and find out pose. Give it a try if you choose. Haha. Okay, then when you're ready, softly land if you were lifted. Downward facing dog. And we're going to take that all on our other side. So 2 breaths here in our down dog, more if you need. When you're ready, left leg lifts, 3-legged dog, and maybe you open your dog, shine the left knee towards the ceiling, rotate your left ankle one direction, the other, or your left knee, or just make foot circles. This is challenging. Okay, level 2. When you're ready, step the left foot forward, crescent lunge. Take your time. What do they say? If you're rushing to yoga, you're doing it wrong. If you're rushing through yoga, you're doing it wrong. What's that to mean? You know what I mean. All friends here. Okay, when you're ready, warrior 2. When it feels right, extend at side angle. Right shoulder stacking over the left. Could be here. Reverse triangle. Move with intention, no rush. And full triangle. Maybe you stay, maybe you find your half moon. On this side, weight comes into the left foot. Right foot feels light. Right hip thinks about stacking behind left hip. So we're kind of leading with the left hip. Maybe the right foot hovers. If you can hover the right foot, can you press through the right heel like you're going to step on a step behind you? Maybe can you lift that heel? Sometimes that intention of pressing into nothing, into air, can kind of wake up the structure of our muscles and our frame to support us as we move here. And as I always say, no shame in the wall game. If there's a yoga class, I'm going to be by the wall, or chair, or sofa. I love doing this when I'm somewhere I don't want to be and I have to wait. I don't care what people think. I'm just like, I'm going to work on my half moon. You'll figure it out. Be here for 3 more breaths. Just practicing. And when you're ready, slowly land if you lifted. And then we're going to frame the front foot, step the left foot back, then we're going to find our plank pose. Of course, if you want to bring your knees down, go for it. This is usually the part where I tell you all to sit down. We're adding a bit of challenge. So for 3 more breaths, find your challenge for your practice for 2. For 1. Send the belly and the knees and the chest down to the mat. You might flip the toes so that the tops of the feet are resting on the mat. You can rest your forehead for a few minutes, just settling in. When you're ready, we're going to find our cobra pose by pressing into the tops of the feet. So much of maybe the kneecaps lift, but we're really bringing our weight and intention, a lot of foundation into the tops of the thighs here, and maybe the hips. From there, we're going to have little to no weight in the hands. That plank. Hello. And then we're going to lift the head, neck, and chest. So maybe even float the hands just to check and see. Check in with the core here. See how it feels, and then come back down to the mat. Check in, float the hands. Okay. And then, if you're ready, you can leave the hands resting. Still pressing into the mat with the feet. Then lift. From here, you might stay, or you might press into the mat now with your hands. It's okay. Think about straightening the arms. Maybe they don't fully straighten. Maybe they do. I always take this really nice and slow. Some people just love this full cobra pose, and they're like, I could be here all day. Good for those people, and good for you if you want to take it slow. We could party. 2 more breaths. Kind of thinking about stretching the front body here. How often do we do that? Giving your abdomen, the front of the abdomen, a break, and using the stability in the top thighs and the muscles of the back and our hands here to really support and give that little bit of a stretch to those abdominal muscles. Good stuff. When you're ready, come back down slowly with intention, friends. And then we're going to switch up the arms. We're going to bring the shoulders underneath the the elbows underneath the shoulders. I don't even know where I was going with that. Elbows come under the shoulders. Then the chest can come up, kind of stacking. We might press the palms into the mat in front of us. You can keep that intention in your feet if it feels good, so press into the mat, or you can leave it. And think about now drawing the elbows down towards your heels. What you might notice when you do that is the heart space comes forward. You want to send the shoulders back and down, away from the ears. You don't want your gaze to be too high, low. Think about just looking a little bit further in front of the mat. So that the stretch and support is really going to the front body. Kind of a little bit of opening in the heart space. 2 more breaths here. Lovely, friends. When you're ready, we're just going to come onto our backs. Nothing fancy. Take your time. And then we're going to bring our knees up in towards the chest. Give them a hug. Maybe you're hugging the backs of the thighs. Maybe you're just pulling them in with the sides of the arms. Maybe you're wrapping your hands all the way around your legs. You might sway the knees from side to side, just gently massaging the fascia of your back. And then for 3 breaths, I'm going to explain it before I come up. We're going to lift our head, neck, and chest up towards the knees, kind of getting into this tiny little ball. You're going to use the muscles of your core to do that. And it's going to be a little difficult to take deep breaths. So just know that that's coming. And when you're ready, pull everything up and in and notice the tension here. Notice the strength. Maybe it feels a little good to just kind of come all together. Bring all of your muscles and all of your body into into one, like a little hug. Okay. Breathing in. And then when you're ready, let it all go. Think about stretching, getting as big as you possibly can, extending the arms, extending the legs, long spine, and then settling. We'll take our last pose here. So maybe you feel great where you landed. Stay there. If you want to adjust, coming onto one side or the other. Some people like to rest in a seat. For a few moments, I'll rest. I will invite you to scan through your body one more time, moving with the pace that feels right. Perhaps in a manner that is kind or compassionate or at the minimum accepting. Pick a word. Bring your magnifying glass with that word to as many parts of the body as you can notice. Just check in. This rest. So amazing. It's part of nature, just like the seasons. It's part of the rhythm of us and everything around us. Brings a lot of good things. And so often it's a practice. And when you're ready to move on, start to bring some movement into your fingers and toes. Start to deepen your breath. Take a stretch that feels good. Just kind of waking up. And then when you're ready, if you're not already in a seat, often close out in a seat. Maybe you bring your hands together in front of your chest. I like to rub my hands together, create a bit of heat, some warmth. You might keep yours still. That's totally fine. If you do have some warmth in there, you can stack it over your heart, over your eyes, over your belly, or keep it in your palms. You're important already. You always were. Your presence is treasured. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you in this practice. Thank you for creating this time for yourself and for sharing your practice with me. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.